Yeah, that's actually
Down the
illegal.
horizon.
If you make a verbal mistake on GSA commentary, you're actually banned for life. So I'm sorry,
I get
Michael.
that. This
I'm
has been fun.
sorry. I was looking forward to commentate this race with you, but you got
Yeah, I'm gonna get
standards
out of
here,
here.
man. I don't know.
We are gonna see here Chaospringle and Pajulu starting off in the Cap Kingdom, a spooky, misty, haunted kingdom. For some reason, does blow my mind that this game opens in the ghost world and that the ghosts are hats. Neither of those things necessarily connect in my brain.
I mean, it should really blow your mind. It's a Nintendo game. Nintendo not really known for making a lot of sense. I mean, just look at the Zelda timeline where they literally let the fans make the timeline and then they were like, oh, let's release a book about that. Totally, that's what we meant the whole time.
A great idea you guys had.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. So far, though, Pajulu looking like he's coming out ahead in Cap Kingdom. Just gotta double check the sync right here to make sure I'm looking at things right. I mean, Chaospringle, obviously the fan favorite here to win it. Looking at the prediction right now, we got 15,000 points to 4,700. Might want to be rethinking those predictions. Maybe if you haven't already yet, get some points in on Pajulu because Pajulu looks pretty solid here. But as I say it, Chaospringle already taking back the lead.
Chaospringle here going for left side up the hat structure. Makes it beautifully. Already in a boss fight. While Pajulu takes a bonk.
I believe it is called Cap Tower. I'm not sure if that's a canon name or if that's just named by the community. It's always hard to tell, but that's what I've always heard it called.
Have to check the official documents provided by Nintendo.com
Yes, definitely.
that exist. One thing I'll say about those documents, they exist.
The official documents. It's almost as official as our scripts, which we definitely have. Every race. Definitely put that much thought into it.
I would love, I am a writer in my day-to-day life. I would love to write a script for the most drama-filled Mario Odyssey race and have two runners perform it like a play.
That would be impossible, but
That would be...
it's hard enough in speedrunning to do things that you want to do. Like every time, imagine doing stuff you don't want to do on command, like just
Well, we could do
random things
multiple
in practice.
takes. We
Oh,
could
yeah,
treat it
good
like a
point.
television program.
I mean, maybe if you have enough money, you can make that happen.
And you know what? I do.
Pog. Either way, first moon being collected for both runners here. Pajulu falling a little bit behind here so far in the early game. Cap, Cascade, and Sand obviously being some fairly consistent stages for runners, so you'd hate to see one runner fall a little bit behind here, but as Pajulu told me in DMs, I DM'd Pajulu his match time, and I was like, here's your match time, let me know if there's any issues. And he's like, yes, there is an issue. I am facing Chaospringle. I was like, well, nothing I can do, sorry.
Now,
Yeah.
Chaospringle, correct me if I'm wrong, a former world record holder in this category, is that right?
Yes. So Chaospringle is one of the old gamers, the boomers of SMO, if you can call them that, since this game's only been out 4 years. But one of the first runners to get sub-hour, definitely a solid contender for a long time. Took a pretty sizable break, but has returned in very recent times. I believe doing his first stream on his main account like yesterday or something, which is pretty poggers. Posting a lot of really positive stuff on Twitter about how he's motivated to play, he's motivated to dominate the tournament, and I'm pretty excited to see it. I love to see that on Twitter. Just runners getting hyped up, getting any sort of runners back in the game, let alone former world record holders. Very good stuff.
Really looking like we've got an old guard versus new guard sort of match coming in. Can Pajulu, a young upstart, come in and take the W from the established, longtime champion who's just getting their feet wet back in the game?
Yeah, I mean, you can say he's just getting his feet wet, but I mean, we already seen it so far. I mean, Chaospringle is looking hot, looking calm and collected. I'm not sure what Chaos's last time was. Let me take a look real quick. Looks like... Wait, I'm confused.
Ooh, and going for a chest clip is Chaospringle.
Oh, but not getting it. Yeah, I mean,
does not get it.
Not super surprised to see Chaos going for that. Chaos has been going for a lot of pretty solid stuff in tournaments. Did Chaos go for DSS last race? Man, did I like fall asleep during the last race? Oh, I think that was a race that Dance restreamed. I was like, how did I miss that? Like, I do remember that now. I was unable to be here for the first Chaospringle race. I definitely would have tried to be for sure. I was not super involved in the community back when Chaospringle ran, so it's definitely a treat for me to be able to sit here and watch Chaos, you know, going through the motions again.
Yeah, you get to see what everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
Chat filling us in, it sounds like Chaospringle may have died in Cap Kingdom last time, which would make sense that he would revert back to Dino Skip singular.
Oh, that's rough.
As opposed to Dino Skip Skip, which is the plural of skip? That's crazy. That's not how it works.
Well, it's not a plural. You're skipping the skip. See.
I know. Yeah, it's the same word twice in a row.
Yeah, Dino Skip Skip.
Skipping the skip.
Look, nobody said that SMO runners are good at naming tricks, okay? They just named the tricks.
Absolutely not. It's a lot of free-form, top-of-your-head thinking that you're doing here. Chaospringle throwing a seed into a pot and breaking into a local business.
Yep, and this is that reverse town strat we're talking about earlier, so we'll see Pajulu here heading up to top of this little church bell here to collect a moon, while Chaospringle going to be collecting the DSTA moon here right after employees only. A little bit of tight routing here, which does save a tiny bit of time, but not super suggested unless you're a higher level runner. Chaospringle, of course, having a 58 in that upper echelon of players.
Darren, what is it about this reverse town that makes it even slightly faster than traditional town?
That is a fantastic question, and I will now avoid the question by just talking a bunch and stalling.
Fair enough.
Movement.
Okay,
I'm not high enough of a level runner in this game by any stretch of the imagination to try to tell you the specifics of what make it faster. But just the way it flows.
Both commentators keeping their eyes out, seeing if there are any tricks they can pick up. I feel like Chaospringle did skip the bird. He'll be getting the bird at the end of Sand Kingdom. Is that right?
That's a great question.
Okay.
I would imagine
I feel like
so.
I saw that, but commentator not quite believing in himself to call the action that he sees. A true problem. But Chaospringle will collect the sand dram, hop back up, splash through some boxes, send a power moon all the way across the tower. Pajulu going for that dram strat as well. Captures it.
Oh no, Pajulu.
But misses the power moon.
Yep, needed to go back down.
Some would say the most important part of Super Mario Odyssey, collecting the power moon.
Yeah, you do collect a lot of those.
You don't do that? In what sense are you playing Super Mario Odyssey? Oh, and a nice reverse Jaxie skip from Chaospringle, going up the front of that temple as opposed to the back. Collecting one fewer bullet bill. Pajulu racing the timer of a bullet bill capture to get a moon on a single pillar. We're heading back. And to hop on up this tower, collect a bullet bill again. Break open a magic box for a power moon. Meanwhile, Chaospringle already heading to the Oasis, the final little section of Sand Kingdom.
Yeah, it turns out having really, really clean routing and movement does help you out. I mean, we saw Pajulu having some errors with the bullet bill dram, of course, also losing some time. So, Pajulu definitely having some pretty massive shoes to fill at this point. I mean, there's like some giant oversized clown shoes taking up his entire floor right now, and he's got like 2 little feet sticking inside of him. Needs to try to find some potential openings, but Chaospringle so far not giving any to him.
Absolutely not. It does feel as though Pajulu's fate is in the hands of Chaospringle right now. It's up to Chaospringle to make mistakes as opposed to Pajulu to play perfectly.
I mean, yeah, but Pajulu also basically has to play perfectly. I mean, Pajulu's definitely in the underdog situation here. I mean, there's no question about it. Chaospringle, of course, not being undefeatable. If you take a look at the standings right now, actually, if you take a look at the stat sheet, Chaospringle not having the easiest W over speed there. So, definitely something to look out for. I think I caught the last part of Speed versus Chaospringle, so I can't comment too much on it, but I believe it was a really close race, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I do remember that. Just because Chaospringle is the only runner I've seen so far use a face cam. And so I have definitely seen him throw his controller up in front of the camera and furiously mash away due to mistakes. Chaospringle now in the Lake Kingdom, transforming himself into a zipper so as to open a secret area within this Lake Kingdom wall. Will we see Lake Clip?
Oh, definitely.
We are about
I think we're going to see 2 Lake Clips here.
Oh. Lovely, lovely Lake Clip from Chaospringle. Gets it the first try. Butt bounces down, opens a chest. You got a moon, Chaospringle, says Super Mario Odyssey. Meanwhile, Pajulu just hitting that roll into a wall kick and cap bounce to get over to the other side of the Lake Kingdom, unzipping the wall as well. Looks like we've got our second Lake Clip coming up from Pajulu.
Oh, nope, just going to opt to go for the normal Rango route here. Totally respectable. If you go for Lake Clip, even if you do get it, and if you're missing it like a couple times, it's not really saving time. So, especially in races, I can understand not going for it. Going up against a player like Chaospringle, it is going to put you at a bit of a disadvantage, but as stated before, you're going to try to play at the best of your ability, get the best time you can, and just pray. That's all you can do.
I can go one step further. Psychologically, Lake Clip is a terrifying strat because it sends Mario into the great unknown. He has broken past the walls of his own reality into an endless ocean. And there has to be a phobia name for that.
Yes.
I wasn't, to be fair, was not asking you because I don't know it myself. But it's a truly haunting visual to see Mario spiraling off into what, for all intents and purposes, is a nether zone before finally rerouting himself back into a chest to collect a Power Moon.
Possibly the word you're looking for is kenophobia, an intense, irrational fear of empty or wide open spaces.
Beautiful commentator coming up clutch with the knowledge. Kenophobia.
Yeah, I brought that from my own memory. It was 100% just in my brain, you know.
You're a smart person, Saren. I know that about you. You know a lot about phobia names specifically.
Yeah, I'm some sort of like mental psychiatrist or something. I don't know.
Chaospringle setting his Odyssey ship down into the Wooded Kingdom. Now, this is a kingdom that traditionally we see a lot of variance. This is where leads can shift back and forth quite a few times between Nut Clip, between different routing options. A lot can happen in the Wooded Kingdom that could potentially put Pajulu back in it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Pajulu, you're hoping for some Nut Clip fails, you're hoping for perhaps Deep Woods. Even some deaths would be nice. But even if Chaospringle were to fall into Deep Woods here, which I find highly unlikely, I would assume that Chaos is pretty well versed in all sorts of Deep Woods backups. As we see Chaos inevitably going for this tree route here, which is of course the most optimal of the wooded routes. We'll see what Pajulu goes for.
Possession of a little circular onion boy with the longest legs of them all.
They do have pretty long legs. They do be kind of stretchy.
I wonder if all onions could have that long of legs if they were as determined as Mario is to collect Power Moons.
I would hope not. I hope that onions don't have determination to do anything besides grow. I don't want to live in a world where we have sentient onions, personally.
I've said that for years. Chaospringle gets a successful nut clip, finds a power moon embedded in the wall, and is already out running up a ramp.
Oh, Chaos!
No. And a slight spill, getting up to that second area. Here he comes again, building up momentum so as to run up this 45-degree angle.
Can I call it a Chaos dive? Is that legal? I suppose we can call any dive. I suppose we can call any dive by Chaos a Chaos dive, right?
All dives are Chaos dives, but not all Chaos jumps are dives.
I'm not sure what that menu is there.
About to put his Nintendo Switch into sleep mode.
Yeah, that would definitely cause...
if he has decided to stop playing.
That would definitely be a cause to celebrate if you're a Pajulu fan. I mean, that would be a pretty sizable time loss.
Speaking of Pajulu, hopping himself into the ground, working his way up through the clay, trying to collect a power moon, and does. Hopping up through the ground. Like a beautiful flower growing in a barren cement field, Pajulu has burst from the ground and is once again doing his thing, collecting power moons across the Wooded Kingdom.
Yep, Chaos nailing that FRS, making it look free. Very good to see as we are moving deeper and deeper into Wooded Kingdom. Only a few more moons left to collect. We're going to be doing Spiritless route here. And I'm sure that both runners will be fine with it. It does typically save time as long as you're not bonking, you're not having any confused movements.
Chaospringle heading up the circular tower, almost overstepping the growing flower road, but coming back. See, almost going so fast, they extended past the flower road was Chaospringle. Here comes a big fall for Chaospringle. Decidedly not a Chaos dive.
Chaos roll.
Chaos roll. Able to avoid the Jimmy legs that so often befalls runners, falling from that height in the Wood Kingdom.
The what?
The jelly legs. When Mario lands from too fall, he lands on his legs and he's like,
What on earth? Okay, yeah, agreed.
I'll point it out if we see it from Pajulu.
Totally.
Here we see Pajulu collecting that circular tower moon as well, hopping out. Chaospringle already back to the Odyssey. Here, watch Pajulu. See if he lands... No, landed on a tree. But if he had landed flat... Uh-oh. Pajulu has fallen into the deep woods.
I didn't even know you could deep woods there.
This is
super unfortunate.
Truly unfortunate.
Yeah, that is not a good place
Deep woods,
to
of course, unable to transport out by selecting a former checkpoint on your map. Pajulu now has to find a seed and grow a vine to get back into the play area.
Yeah, and everything looks the same down here. Pajulu noticeably a little bit turned around, and understandably so. It's like the worst case scenario if you're Pajulu. I mean, you're coming in here, you're worried about, you know, going up against one of the best players in the world, and then you deep woods. Like, that's...
Absolutely. That's what we were saying, right? It's a high variance kingdom, but like you need those variances to break your way, and unfortunately for Pajulu, it did not.
Yeah, we are headed to the Sphinx, which is... It's a place you can be in Wooded Kingdom. This is a place that's on the map.
Honestly forgot he was anywhere besides the Seaside Kingdom. Have not seen the Sphinx in so long.
Yeah, we are having trouble selecting the right option here.
To be fair, it's not in the English language. Unclear what Pajulu speaks, what they're aware of, but much harder to answer text-based questions when it's in a language you are unfamiliar with.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Same time here, Chaospringle defeating Bowser, the King of the Koopas, for the first time, knocking him unconscious before the Odyssey itself crash lands in the Lost Kingdom. Chaos hopping up the meme tree, making it across, no problem. Will collect his first yellow Power Moon here in the Lost Kingdom as he moves right along. Meanwhile, Pajulu still dodging those fuzzies, collecting moons in the pipes, going to transfer back to the Odyssey, deposit them all, fuel up that hat-based spaceship, and move on himself. Lost Kingdom, really a kingdom where there are so many moons packed together. It just feels so rapid fire. It's a very condensed, exciting kingdom.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely chains together really well. There are definitely some very easy mistakes you can make, though, to lose a lot of time. Getting kleptoed or dying in this stage at any point really is a pretty big setback. You get sent all the way back to the Odyssey, typically. And yeah, obviously climbing your way back up to collect Happy from Klepto is major time loss.
A true tightrope rock. Tightrope walk is this kingdom.
Yes, very true.
Unbelievable. Chaospringle making leaps without his hat, leaving that cap stuck in the hands of the dangerous Hershey's Kiss monster, knowing the cap will be back by the time he needs to bounce off of it. Some great gameplay going on here.
Would have to agree. I mean, Chaos, whole kingdom and a half ahead at this point. Gonna be exiting out of Lost here relatively shortly as Pajulu is still battling Bowser. Has a couple more hats to grab, but I mean, I don't want to say we can't count. Like, I don't want to say we gotta count out Pajulu at this point, but it's hard to find a reality where Pajulu can make it back from here. I mean, Chaos has to completely crumble at this point.
I don't know what Chaos's mental state is like, having been off from the game for so long. If one mistake could send him spiraling, that's still on the table.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, from what I've seen personally of Chaos in tournaments at least, he's pretty good at them. I mean, he's pretty good at just keeping calm and collected. I mean, obviously, wasn't there for the entirety of the first match. From what I can hear, started off with a death in Cap Kingdom, and then missed DSS twice, and then still came back and won the race. I mean, that doesn't really tell me that Chaos really has, issues keeping his mental game in check during races. But I mean, you could be right. I don't want to be the bad cop here, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just having a hard time believing. We need maybe some copy pastas for Pajulu here. That might be the only thing that can bring Pajulu back.
Would love that. And in any event, still two great Mario Odyssey runs going on simultaneously.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely so fun to watch. I'm just trying to theory craft a situation where Pajulu realistically comes back from this. It just has to be something major.
You've watched most of the matches in this tournament thus far. Would you say Chaospringle is the favorite to take home the biggest grand prize of the A tournament?
Oh, definitely. I mean,
yeah.
Even just looking at PBs, I mean, without knowing like what Chaospringle is capable of. I mean, maybe I sound a little bit like a fanboy, which is kind of weird because I haven't really watched Chaospringle much, but I think it's hard to look at the roster of players and not think that Chaospringle stands out a bit in the crowd.
And Pajulu taking all of the major mistakes he was hoping Chaospringle would make. Pajulu did just have to rescue his cat from Klepto, the kleptomaniac bird.
Yeah, I also missed that. It's a little bit hard to hear there.
He's able to get it back.
A rough zone.
Meanwhile, Chaospringle
we need
fighting
to send some
a robot
energy.
worm.
We need some energy for Pajulu really badly. Where's the energy at? Where's the believers? Commentators losing faith.
I'll tell you, he did get my channel points because I always root for an underdog. I looked at those PBs and I said, come on, Pajulu, we got you, baby.
So do you root for the underdog because you want to see an upset, or do you root for the underdog because you want your coveted GSA channel points?
Ooh, commentator found out. Commentator, forcibly hoping for his own gain, watching the matches he commentates.
Look, I get it. We run polls sometimes. They're fun to rig. I mean, I'm not blaming you.
No, I do find myself when I'm watching sports just rooting for, if I have no rooting interest in the game, just being for the team that happens to be down in the moment. So I am hoping for a Pajulu comeback. I am thirsting to see some big Chaospringle mistakes. But at the same time, it's fun to watch greatness happen. Like, Chaospringle is like, even to my fairly new eyes to Mario Odyssey speedruns, an incredible racer. It's very fun to see somebody at the top of their game doing what they do best.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a treat to watch.
Look at how fast he didn't even notice there was a cage there. He just took a scooter, leaned in, got a power moon.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to see drive-by. Drive-by is a pretty difficult strat. We saw Silo do it in the last game too. It's definitely not impossible, but very high-level strat. Very good to see.
Chaospringle, of course, giving Mario the jelly legs as he landed on that bench. Thankfully, there was a friend there to
Wait, are you
talk him out of it.
You're calling it jelly legs, not Jimmy legs. I couldn't understand why you were calling it Jimmy legs. I'm like, what does that mean?
Oh, I meant to say jelly legs.
Jimmy. Michael just making up people again.
If you've ever met my friend Jimmy Starks, you know that his legs wobble so much when he walks. That's not true. Chaospringle playing the slots, getting lucky, winning a power moon.
I feel like Mario's legs when he falls really far is like when you ride a bike for like 3 hours straight and then you get off the bike and you try to like walk down some stairs. You just,
absolutely.
Like, you just like can't even stand up. It's like you're like fine, but then as soon as you start walking down stairs, they just like crumble.
Uh-huh. For Mario, every day is leg day. See Chaospringle attempting an instant bullet bill capture and gets it, no problem.
Yeah, very
soaring
nice.
To the end.
Bullet building not an easy sub area, but does manage to nab it no problem. You love to see it.
Meanwhile, Pajulu tricking this Mecha Wiggler into taking the shortest path along his charge route. Corner to corner, gets it done even faster. And Chaospringle getting a moon off a girder.
What is
exploding up the electricity line?
What is Pajulu's avatar from? I'm definitely curious.
Ooh. I don't know. It looks almost Super Nintendo-y.
Perhaps.
Oh, a Celeste. Chad is telling us it could be from Celeste.
Oh. That would explain why I don't know anything about it. Sad.
Wow, Chaospringle hitting that butt stomp at a higher arc point than I've ever seen before, and still hitting the exact tile which conceals a power moon. It's like playing darts from across the entire bar. There we are, Chaospringle collecting the first moon of this sub-area, bouncing on awnings, flipping along poles to collect the second. And we can now pretty easily say that Chaospringle is exactly 1 day metro ahead of Pajulu. Both runners in the same area, but Pajulu beginning his journey through the city, while Chaospringle ending his.
Is that a standard unit of measurement, 1 day metro?
1 day metro, yeah.
Hey boss, I'm gonna be like a day metro late. Just my car battery's dead. Gotta get a jump.
You ever go to howlongtobeat.com and you find out that, oh yeah, the video game Soma takes 2 day metros to finish.
Video game who?
Soma? I don't know why that was the first video game that popped in my head.
I don't know why, but I'm just like assuming that's like some sort of. I know it's not, but I've gotten so often lately. I feel like it's just like a DN joke.
Oh. No. Soma is the last game that I went to howlongtobeat.com to find out how long I would playing it, because it's a sad game and it's hard to get through. Speaking of sad games that are hard to get through, Mario trying to rescue Captain Toad, but decides, no. This little punk gotta stay here. Captain Toad does not have the same level of control as Mario. He is stuck on a isometric 3D plane. Can only rotate cubes to find stars, as opposed to Mario, who can run anywhere to collect power moons.
Yeah, and Pajulu pulling out all the stops here, also going to be going for a bullet building route, but it's hard. It's hard. I mean, even if you get bullet building route, I mean, we've seen some minor mistakes on the way to bullet building throughout this entire Day Metro route, and just those mistakes alone are definitely causing some time loss here. I mean, every single small mistake when you're going up against a player like Chaospringle is just magnified by, it feels like, 10 times.
You can get away with it in most areas, and in fact, no one even notices. But you notice everything when a match is against Chaospringle.
Yeah, I mean, any top-level runner in any game, I mean, I've been in the position myself where I'm just, like, racing someone that's just, like, way out of my league, and it's like, every time you look over, it's like, oh, they're, like, three like, objectives ahead. Oh, they're, like, 5 objectives. Oh, they're, like, they're literally 2 stages ahead of me now. Like, feels great. Like, what can you do? Like, what do you do? Like, you just gotta play. You gotta show your stuff. You gotta keep it as close as possible. That's all you can do. Hope for the best. I definitely think Pajulu is doing a good job here. I mean, Pajulu is on a solid pace. If we take a look at the split deltas, not super close to PB right now, but definitely not like anything massive. It's not like we're, 5-10 minutes behind at this point. Playing okay. I mean, versus anyone else, it could still be a chance for a victory, but Pajulu, unfortunately, making some pretty sizable mistakes this run.
I've often heard it said that it would be fun to watch the Olympics if they had... Because, like we're seeing right now, Chaospringle and Pajulu, 2 incredible runners going against each other. The Olympics, the all-time greatest every nation has, competing against each other at the same time. We need to see an Olympics that has the gold medalist versus a regular person who's, in moderate shape. It would be nice to see, like, I might challenge Chaospringle myself to a race, as somebody who pretty much remembers where most of the power moons are in Mario Odyssey, so we can see exactly what Chaospringle is doing as so superhuman.
I mean, I think it's enough stark of a difference. I mean, we're going up against, I mean, no offense, but that would be a bit of that would just be a slaughter. That would just be a little bit hard to watch.
In pro wrestling, they call them jobber matches, when the world champion takes on a hometown competitor. Chaospringle, no problem, getting that Snowdram strat, gonna get out of the Snow Kingdom and take himself a nice, leisurely beach vacation. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if Chaospringle tries out some of the new strats that have just recently been found in Seaside Kingdom. There is a trick called Fish and Dips that I enjoy a lot. I've only seen done once, but recently found. Wonder if Chaospringle has been playing long enough again to have learned that.
All I'm excited for is ripping on Lit Potato's favorite music in the game, the elevator music. That's my only goal in every Seaside for this entire tournament is going to be ripping on the elevator music in Seaside.
It is objectively the worst music in the game.
Let's go! Lit Potato's never commentating again.
Oh, that's too bad.
He quit.
I get it. His music was disparaged. Chaospringle climbing the rockside cliff as though it were a staircase.
I'm sorry, the potato. I love you. Please don't hate me. Seaside music isn't literally the worst thing I've ever heard. It's just elevator music. Can't stop.
It's towards the top of the worst thing I've ever heard.
Wow, okay, I'm trying to be nice here. I'm trying to reel it in, and Michael just keeps going deeper. I don't know what to say. Oh, and Chaospringle.
Ooh.
Trying to get a up throw cap bounce there. Unfortunately, taking some bonks, a chain bonk reaction. And Chaospringle having some troubles here in Seaside. Is the impervious armor of Chaospringle finally starting to crack, or is that just a small little taste of perhaps some sort of time loss?
You know, traditionally you want to capture an octopus water shooting man to collect that power moon. And that is, of course, the technical name for it, an octopus water shooting man.
Yes, that is 100% correct. And Chaospringle, of course, going for the tartar sauce clip. Seen him practicing it on his stream, so I'm not super surprised to see this. But looks like we will be getting some good showcasing of the new movement.
Ooh, very cool. Chaospringle dipping into the coin cave, swimming underneath the boundaries of the level.
What's a Gushin, Troy? You mean an octopus floaty squirty dude? Or whatever we called it?
An octopus water shooting man.
Yeah.
Chaospringle showing no mercy to these seaweed creatures, spinning through them, destroying them. Now heading for yet another out-of-bounds clip. First try, no problem. At a sharp angle. Chaospringle now sneaking a power moon before hopping on in to the backside of the Sphinx chamber. Struggling a little bit to find it, comes through no problem. Gets lost in the emptiness. Validating my fears.
Is that like validating parking, or is that different? It's like the same process.
Yeah, when Chaospringle got that clip and got lost in the emptiness, the fear center of my brain was stamped, and now I won't have to pay a small fee before I activate that fear again.
Alright, cool. Thanks. I needed that spelled out for me. I was kind of confused.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit tired. I woke up at like... I don't know what time.
Ooh.
Sleep is hard.
Pajulu, going for that Snowdram stat, bails on it halfway through so that he can get back up to the top of the ship and try again. Going for it this time.
Yeah, it turns out
there
that
it is.
Snowdram even harder than sleeping. Does take some solid movement. Good eye to, you know, realize that he wasn't going to make it. Head on back to the Odyssey and just set it up again. Obviously loses time, but falling down there loses a ton. Mitigating the disaster, if at all possible, is definitely good. Yes, Twisted Duck, Chaos did go for Wilco Clip, and he got it, so... You can put your poggers in the chat now.
Chaospringle collecting a power moon stuck in an alcove here. This is the time when we'll find out if he's going for Spiritless or not.
Oh, he's going for Spiritless, no doubt.
Exciting. Love a Spiritless. What a cool strat it is. So many turnips being tossed all around.
Poggers is a lame emote, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I say Poggers so much. I hate that emote. Anytime I type in Poggers, I feel really sad about my life.
You're allowed to stop at any time.
No, I'm not, actually. I'm poisoned by Twitch. My mind is cursed. I've spent too much time on this website. I cannot stop.
I get that.
I literally say Poggers to my family, and they don't know what it means, but they just accept it. I've never had them question me once. I say it all the time. I'll just be like, Pog, and then they're just like, yeah, totally, that's a normal thing to say.
Sure. They get the tone behind it. They're like, you seem excited.
Yeah. Must be some hip lingo. Little do they know, 90% of the population has no freaking clue what I'm talking about either.
Chaospringle rolling through the kitchen town, hopping over a hot pot of soup, collecting himself a power moon for his troubles.
I feel like as long as you don't say like weird champ or like Peepo hard for climbing whatever the heck it is, Peepo
Peepo Pod climbing hardcore treehouse. I think that's the emote. If you said that IRL, just out of context, I feel like there'd be some problems.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. Pajulu deciding not to go for fish and dips. Instead, taking a traditional route through the coin cave. And will certainly be richer. And of course, missed my favorite room by Chaospringle. Love a hat and fork kind of area. Have for years.
Yeah, I most definitely enjoy this room where we possess the minds of the inhabitants of this kingdom who are stuck in the wall permanently. I really appreciate that room. It makes a lot of sense. It's not at all strange or awful.
It really is a metaphor. Oh, and Chaospringle taking a death in the Luncheon Kingdom. Just a couple of butt bounces into the lava. Too many.
Yep, send back up again.
Get that distance.
Let's manage to nab it the second time around, though, and that is a good time. I'm going to be collecting some turnip action here. Gonna have to, of course, be collecting an extra turnip because of skipping over Spirit. We got to collect those extra moons.
But this route also gets to skip this cheese section, is that right? Oh. That takes forever. Chaospringle does not have to collect the soul of a turtle who is frying pan equipped. Meanwhile, Pajulu will have to do so. I assume if he's taking the Spirit full route. I don't know one way or the other.
Did we skip the cheese rune? I'm not even sure. I honestly don't know. I'm not a Spirit expert.
I think it is. I'm not. We'll see. We'll find out soon. Meanwhile, Chaospringle dropping 100 coins on the counter. That's going to be enough to collect a single Power Moon. Chaospringle perhaps doesn't believe in himself enough to find a Power Moon on his own. No. Pay to win is his strategy. Although he did come out and pretty easily send his homing cap.
Oh yeah, the
in.
turtles don't spawn. That's true. I forgot that the cheese moon spawns this whole platform.
Incredible. Chaospringle throwing his hat at an invisible block. How was anybody supposed to know it was there? Moving right along into another sub-area. Going to collect a fireball. Seen so many times in the Mario universe since Super Mario World. Ooh, and Chaospringle going to accidentally kill a tomato and the fireball in which he was inhabiting. I hope that Power Moon was worth it.
I love this sub-area. The sub-area is so cool.
It's very cool. Probably the best colors of any area in the game.
Yeah, it's
I like a lava line.
Probably the only area that I appreciate the Pepto-Bismol, to be honest.
Yeah, it stands out so nicely against that.
It's not
blue
lava,
outer space
it's
background.
Pepto-Bismol.
Which you need if you're eating as much food as you would have to survive the Luncheon Kingdom.
Yeah.
Chaospringle almost forgetting his hat. A vital part of Super Mario Odyssey, keeping Mario's cap with him. Thankfully, it's impossible to globe without the cap, so you cannot leave the Luncheon Kingdom without it.
You could find a way. I don't know why you'd want to find a way, but I'm sure it's physically possible in some stretch of the imagination. After all the things that have happened to, like, games like Ocarina of Time and, like, older NES Mario games, it's like, I don't know, I just feel like anything is possible in any game if you try hard enough. Like, games can just be bent to your will at some point. You get a smart enough person on the case, it's just over.
Absolutely. And Pajulu, doing Spiritless as well, going to make a similar gold soup. Or, I'm sorry, did he do Spiritless? He did not. He would be throwing 2 gold turnips into the pot right now, were that the case. Well, Chaospringle is in the Ruined Kingdom, and since this boss is essentially an auto-scroller, I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about the Urban Arts Partnership.
You're making some enemies
Just
in the chat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, calling the Ruined Dragon an auto-scroller is taboo nowadays. You can't do that. Illegal.
Oh, no. Well, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Come fight me about it. The Urban Arts Partnership is putting together a school of interactive arts. It's a great program to help underprivileged students get into STEM careers and, importantly, game development careers that otherwise might not have been able to. It's a great, great system, a great, great partnership that we've established with them. We love the cause. We appreciate them for sponsoring the tournament. Go check them out. Did just drop the link in the chat. Check out the Urban Arts Partnership. We appreciate their support so, so much.
I love UAP.
And why is it so frightening to call this boss an auto-scroller?
Because Hey There will come to your house, he will find you, and he will show you how much time there is to save in Ruined Kingdom.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Well, listen, I'm ready to be proved wrong.
It's said that on any given night at 4 a.m., if you go into your bathroom and you look in the mirror and you say Ruined Kingdom is an auto-scroller 5 times, Hey There will appear behind you with a Nintendo Switch, spawned in Ruined Kingdom.
That's great because my Joy-Cons are drifting and I could use a new Nintendo Switch, so... happy to activate any kind of ghosts.
Nobody said you get to keep the Nintendo Switch, he just shows you how you're wrong.
Oh, okay. I thought he was, there was a Santa Claus element where he would appear and give me...
No, it's definitely not
nice
a benevolent spirit. It's definitely there to cause some trouble.
One last pitch. Perhaps it's a Willy Wonka-esque spirit. Perhaps you've only had difficulties with him because he has decided you are not... You are not the one to take his Nintendo Switch and run it for him now that he has grown too old.
Is there something that I missed in Willy Wonka? Am I misremembering? Are there spirits in Willy Wonka?
Well, the whole thing of Willy Wonka is that Willy Wonka is trying to find the right kid to take over the chocolate factory. Perhaps this spirit is just trying to find the right Ruined Kingdom player to take over his Nintendo Switch.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm behind Willy Wonka's spirits, but definitely in the spirit of Luncheon Kingdom, I will agree with that. Either way,
Great.
We do have Chaospringle rolling through the Goomba army here, which is incredibly ineffective at defense. Not sure why they were left to guard the gates, but didn't do a very good job as Chaospringle has immediately moved on past the Goombas and even the Pokio wall. Onto the Ogre, which is the first kind of formidable foe here.
He is guarding a Power Moon, but also displays his weakness right on his head. A big circular pound sign that Mario knows to slam his butt into. Chaospringle collecting the first moon of Bowser Kingdom while Pajulu is flying in the Odyssey towards the Ruined Kingdom.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre how many, like, video game antagonists put giant red buttons on their enemies that they're, like, trying to send after you. I don't really understand the design behind that, but...
Well, it's self-hatred. They hate themselves and want to be defeated, so they work really hard to tell the hero how to do so.
Is this one of those, like, deeper meaning things? I didn't really pay attention in English class, so I'm gonna be really honest.
Yeah, most English classes are about why supervillains act the way they do. Did you study the Riddler in English?
I have no idea what that is.
A Batman villain.
No. All my English
Sounds like
teachers
you gotta
wanted
read
us to
a
read,
lame
like,
English
really boomer stuff, like Shakespeare and stuff.
I love that. Shakespeare, the ultimate boomer.
I mean, Shakespeare's pretty boomer. Shakespeare's like 8,000 billion years old.
Oh, very much so.
He's a pretty cool boomer, though, I guess. Like, if you were to, like, rate boomers on a scale of, like, 1 to boomer, like, he'd be, like, a boomer light, even though he's, like, 8,000 years old.
Listen, 12th Night, it's got its moments. Chaospringle jumping from electric wire to electric wire, zooming on through Bowser's Kingdom. An unwanted guest, you have to imagine, is Mario in the Bowser Kingdom. Chaospringle fighting Lucky the Magic Elf.
Yeah, Lucky is a pretty terrifying boss. I mean, he's got a lot of hats, and if you got a lot of hats, you have a lot of power. We all know that hats are power in the SMO universe. So Lucky always on, you know, the scary monster list, at least for me.
That's probably why the Cap Kingdom is a ghost kingdom, because every Cap died trying to defend their fellow countrymen as power-hungry rabbits came after them.
Possibly.
It's a theory. Chaospringle missing the first jump onto Dixie Kong's head, able to get it the second time. This fight is always very exciting to me because it feels as though Mario is a precog and knows where the bombs are going to be, which I suppose he does.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like Chaospringle might have played the game before. Is that allowed?
Yeah.
I thought this was like only players who had never played the game before are allowed to play here. I'm confused.
Fans, get ready. We've got a 13-hour speedrun race.
Poggers. I'm down.
Both racers
I'm done to watch.
throwing their cap into the wall, looking to see if there are any secrets. There are not. And Pajulu now making his way into Bowser's Kingdom as well. See, skipping the Pokio as well. No Pokio drams from either runners this time.
Chat calling out that there is a possibility of a sub-hour from Chaospringle. It is a very slim possibility at this point. We are at a 5950 BPT. But if Chaospringle was able to nab out a run here that was sub-hour, it would be the second sub-hour of the tournament. Which is pretty cool that we've already got a sub-hour in this tournament. I mean, there are plenty of runners in the tournament that are capable of it, but popping out a sub-hour in a straight-up no reset is pretty difficult, so I'm pretty stoked we saw one so far. I believe Stravos was the one to grab that.
Oh, very cool. I remember that initial race for sub-hour was so exciting. Watching all those runners getting closer and closer. And now it's happening in tournaments.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of development since then. I mean, most notably, we got 1.3, which is much faster. So, that definitely helps out. But obviously, runners getting very good as well, and the strategy upgrades help out a lot.
This game's come a ways. Speaking of coming a ways, these Brutals realized one-on-one, they can't take on Mario. Perhaps together they have a chance, and yet they found out, at least on Chaospringle's side, that even a Mecha Brutal cannot stop this mustachioed Italian plumber.
Yeah, maybe they shouldn't have all, like, trapped themselves in bubbles in a machine that only has 2 legs. I don't know. That's just an idea.
There are a lot of tactical errors. Designing it out of wood and then also releasing enemies that can poke into wood, I'd say is a pretty big issue.
Nope, not a problem. I don't see the problem.
That's fair.
I mean, we
haven't seen anybody use that strategy. Yeah, and then they open it up sometimes.
I mean, we have 58s and 57s. I'm not sure if Nate is asking if those will ever exist, because they most certainly do already. We are there. The future is now, unless I'm in some sort of time warp and I'm just foretelling the future right now. I'm from the future.
My understanding of 1.3 versus 1.0 is 1.3 eliminated some of the trickier, clippy sort of tricks. So also you have to imagine runners are able to get more practice in because they're not resetting on things like Sphinx Clip and that first Moon Clip. So the times would naturally go down just because the runners are getting to play through the entire game the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, the strats getting removed were obviously time lost, but getting the buffs still loading that were so large is overall time saving. We see a Sarbama from Pajulu. Nice little way to show some stuff here. Might as well go out in style. Not sure if Pajulu does that typically, but it is a good, nice new strat. You know, some players are sort of forgetting about it now. Not a lot of players incorporating it into their runs, though. Definitely not considered new anymore, even though we still call it new shards.
Yep, a couple-year-old strat called new shards. Well, listen, we still call New Super Mario Brothers New Super Mario Brothers, and that game came out 11 years ago.
Yeah, well, that's Nintendo's fault. I mean, pretty sure a lot of people foresaw that one being a problem.
It is a stupid title. Chaospringle here, going for Moon Cave skip, hopping up this wall like it were a ladder. No problem whatsoever. Going up the single side of the moon, and now heading up to the church. Meanwhile, Pajulu breaking some boxes, getting into the side of a secret area.
Whoa, where'd that area come from?
Hip top secret. No one knew about it until just now. Chaospringle equipping himself with a beautiful hat, hopping over rings of fire, wailing upon Bowser. So he might have missed Bowser. Those circular fire rings don't always come up. Pajulu going to get to the Mecha Brutals himself. We'll see what Pajulu has against these 4 loathsome rabbits.
Yeah, it looks like the predictors in the chat claiming that it might be sub-hour could be correct here, as we're looking at a 59.51 BPT as we headed into Moon.
Wow.
Had a pretty solid Moon so far. Can we see a sub-hour here in this race? It'll definitely be interesting to see.
Cat letting us know that Chaospringle did miss a fast hat.
Oh dear.
Which is why those fire ring circular attacks were coming out on the left screen. Still, jumping those Bowser tails, delivering the killing blow. Bowser, the first corpse Mario will possess. Those stars are actually the Moon Kingdom's version of vultures, ready to pick at the dead Bowser body. R.I.P. to Bowser.
Yeah, we'll see if Chaos is able to clutch things out here. Needs to have the absolute godliest Filler's Escape if we want to see that sub-hour. Perhaps get some energy in the chat in the form of either some Chaos cheers or perhaps even some cat jams. I don't know. As long as you don't see Pep ADs, I'm happy.
Very exciting. Chaospringle hopping into the 2D section. Blasting away those bricks. No problem. Pulling off the 2D skip. An excellent 2D section from Chaospringle. Shooting fire into the rocks. Clearing a path to both his escape and Princess Peach's. Time now for some anime rock and roll. Want to see those cat jams in chat. Cats appreciate anime rock and roll more than anyone else.
Yeah, that's very true.
Slight slip. Slight slip.
Can't confirm that.
Still. The cats love anime music?
Yeah, very true. Every cat I've ever had will just come into my room and just sit next to the speakers as soon as I turn on anime music. Very true.
Very cool. Gonna come close, Chaospringle. There goes Sub-Hour, but still clawing away, still desperate to escape the moon as it collapses all around him. Hopping in. That is going to be a 1 hour and 13 seconds.
Right, wow. You are.
What a run. What a run from Chaospringle.
Yeah, definitely a solid time there.
Came close to that sub-hour mark. Let me know if I'm wrong. I don't know that we saw any major mistakes from Chaospringle. A couple of bonks here and there, maybe missing a cap throw, but beyond that, an expert run. Pajulu bouncing up and off of these moon cave walls, rolling into the church. There was that death in lunch. Chat coming in to remind me that's correct. Chaospringle did die in the Luncheon Kingdom.
Oh yeah, that's right. Doing the last part is Fearless. Either way, huge props to Chaos for getting such a solid run. Pajulu as well, fighting as hard as he could, unable to clutch out a W here, but will be finishing up with a decent time. Just had too many major mistakes. I mean, it's really hard to pinpoint anywhere where Pajulu, like, did specifically bad. There's just a lot of spaghetti everywhere. I mean, Lost Kingdom, Sand Kingdom, both had some pretty major flubs.
Falling into the deep woods, of course.
Oh, yeah.
An unfortunate moment.
I forgot about that. It was just honestly a terrible early game, and I think Pajulu probably not super satisfied with his performance here.
Which does say a lot for his late game. He's able to come back and play pretty consistently throughout this end half of the run.
Oh yeah, definitely. Having the consistency, the mental wherewithal to, you know, stick through it, not really get too upset at yourself and just completely crumble. You will see some runners make a couple mistakes early on and just never recover.
Absolutely. Pajulu has the mental stuff. Chaospringle, on the other hand, running around the Mushroom Kingdom, not officially part of the speedrun route.
I think it's actually illegal to be in Mushroom Kingdom if you're a speedrunner.
Yeah, even in all moons, you're not allowed to collect the moons here.
Yeah, you gotta get all the moons with SRM.
Pajulu now similarly making an escape from the Moon Kingdom. Every tile he steps on turns to gold. Unfortunately, this is not the kind of gold that makes you money. It's the kind of gold that drops beneath your feet and sends you into the boiling hot magma at the center of the moon. Crossing the bridge. Will we see Pajulu go for 2D? Skip? No. This Bowser is in 2 dimensions. And a death from Pajulu.
Oh, dang.
Unfortunate. Again, everything that Pajulu needed Chaospringle to do, he has done himself. Perhaps there was too much manifesting mentally going on in Pajulu's mind for him to avoid making these kinds of mistakes. Up, gonna give it another shot, gonna break that rock is Pajulu. Send the bridge crumbling down, sprinting into the pipe, using Bowser's fire breath to blow away these bricks. Bonking Bowser, Peach's head on that 2D block, but making it through nonetheless. Only one 2D death for Pajulu this race.
Bowser's breath do be spicy. What's he eating to make all these fireballs?
That is, of course, the Taco Bell Flamin' Hot Chalupa that Bowser crushes before meeting Mario. You know, they say on your wedding day, a lot of people, there's so much going on that you forget to eat, so you generally want to charge your best man with bringing you some food. So Bowser presumably had Magic Koopa pop over to Taco Bell real quick and deliver that Flaming Hot Chalupa, that of course is helping him blow away the pillars he so needs to expose the moon rock.
Yeah, this might be a hot take, but Baja Blast is freaking disgusting.
It is the only soda I order from Taco Bell, and that's only because I don't drink soda, and
Tastes
sometimes
like
when you get a
soap.
combo, you have to get a soda.
I've only had it like twice, but it tastes like soap. That's my only comment on Taco Bell.
Pajulu finishing up his run with a still incredible 105.53.
Yeah, Pajulu did in fact press the buttons, just a little bit slower, unfortunately, than Chaospringle. Both runners skipping the outro, not reading the rule document, but that is okay. I'm used to it. I'm used to the abuse. It's okay, it's fine. I'll take it.
While we work to get these runners in on the chat, do a little post-game interview. Saren, where are you at on cilantro?
Cilantro's great.
Okay. A lot of people report thinking cilantro tastes like soap, and I know that is a genetic predisposition towards that taste.
Nope, those people are just wrong.
Okay. But interesting, I was interested to see if perhaps Baja Blast was activating that same cilantro soap gene.
Unfortunately, that is not the case. Well,
Science is borne out,
actually,
folks.
I'd be very sad if I couldn't eat cilantro. Cilantro is great. I love cilantro.
Yeah, it's in a lot of different ingredients at Chipotle specifically.
Yeah. Pajulu, welcome in. Had a little bit of a rough run, but how are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, wooded was unfortunate. I was lost in deep woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, Destiny Moon too. But like, I played pretty well. Like from lost to snow. No, not snow. Lost to like dungeon. Bowser was fine. But yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, going up against pretty formidable opponents. Chaospringle got him in the booth now. Chaos coming off the victory. Didn't quite snag that sub hour, but how'd you feel about the run overall?
I mean, I feel like I'm getting better. That's pretty much it. Like, I'm de-resting, I think. I've been playing, like, a lot the past, like, since my last race, basically, so. I feel like
Yeah.
it's working.
Definitely seen you on the grind. I saw you were streaming on main the other day, which is pretty poggers. Definitely seemed like you had your A game today compared to your race against Speed. Definitely seems like you came to play. So that's good to see. I've seen you been getting pretty fired up on Twitter as well. I love seeing that as well. Just getting, you know, hyped about racing, getting hyped about playing in general. Glad to see it.
Yeah, Sprinkle, I was going to ask you how it feels to come back to a game like this. You've been off the Super Mario Odyssey grind for so long. Jumping back in, where's your head at? How are you feeling about Mario Odyssey these days?
I mean, I had to take a break because, like, I go to school and I was just burnt out in general. So coming back, I don't know. I just feel like I'm having fun with the game again.
Cool.
And I don't know. I just want to get good. I want to compete.
Yeah, having fun is
That's basically
definitely a good aspect. I mean, if you're not having fun with the game, especially if you're busy in real life, definitely good to take a break. But glad you're having fun with it. I think we're gonna wrap things up. I'm pretty tired. I don't know about everybody else, but I had a long day today, so we'll go ahead and find somebody to raid here. Let's see. Lupus is online. Question mark? Question mark? I think we'll raid Lupus. Lupus is pretty pog.
Helps out a
see
lot.
Lupus.
Helps out a lot with the tournaments. Hope everybody will swing by and drop a follow or at least say hi, because Lupus, coming in, helping out with stats, helping out with commentary quite frequently in these tournaments. So we'll go say hi to him, but we will see you back here tomorrow. I believe our first race will be at 5:30 now Eastern. We had to have a cancellation, so some matches got shifted around. But we will be back here 5:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and throughout the weekend. Keep posted on the schedule, and we'll see you guys then.
Sounds good. Thanks so much for the run, guys. Very fun to watch.